20 minutes. The story of Melek and Ali, who love each other to death, and two lovely well-mannered children living a happy, unclouded life, not even realizing what might happen in the not-too-distant future. In a ridiculous coincidence, a woman is accused of murder, a crime that she didn't commit. All the attempts of her husband to get her beloved out of their misfortune do not bring success. The lawyers, too, throw up their hands, unable to help the woman and prove her innocence. An ordinary teacher makes a difficult choice for himself. There is no chance of release. What would a simple history teacher of history to save his family? What actions will he take, at the risk of everything he has left? Heartbreaker. One of the main characters in this story is a young man named Murat. This man is from a rather respectable, noble family, and on top of that, he's a very talented musician, and now he works as a music teacher. He was born in Istanbul, though he spent the last few years far from his homeland. And one day, he returns to his hometown. After arriving, he decided to take a walk with an old friend around the city, and just as he arrived, just at that moment, he meets a young, charming girl who he fell in love with at first sight. Soon after, he tries everything he can to make her to turn her into a proper lady. It's not so easy to do, though, because this girl, who happens to be named Hazret, was born and raised in a not very neighborhood in the city. But it's worth noting the fact that Murat saw potential in Hazret's potential in her still raw voice, and so he's trying to teach her the secrets of music. To do so, he gives Hazret classical training, which soon proved to be more than enough. Sometime after that, Hazret becomes a real, bright star, and Murat falls in love with her again, so he once again manages to rediscover his native Turkey. If you have already watched this series, please write a comment and review to help other viewers with the choice of series to watch or not to watch. The Brave and the Beautiful. Geezer leaves the bustling metropolis and moves to a small village while no one suspects why. In fact, Geezer was forced to come a remote area where no one was waiting for him. His first acquaintance is a young and attractive girl, Subhan. She manages her father's money and dreams of finally finding a charming husband. The show is a true mystery that ties them together for decades. In fact, the couple will never be happy, because the fathers have long been at odds between the fathers. Discovering that their families are bitter enemies of each other against each other, no one has any idea where fate will lead. The boys themselves do their best to keep their problems at bay and never break up. But the man had his own plans to finally get revenge on his father's rival, where one day he could destroy him. Dirty money, deceitful love. Omer, the police commissioner, has recently solved a complicated crime, and as a reward, he got a vacation. First he went to meet a friend, they had a great time, and now the hero is back in Istanbul to relax with his lover. He was called to investigate the accident and was extremely surprised to find his fiancée Sibel in the car and a man. Intuition suggests that the accident was not accidental, but who benefits? What were the perpetrators after? Omer goes to the doorsteps of the big officials to get the case assigned to him, even though it's against the rules, because there's a personal motive. The bosses agree, and the hero begins his own investigation. His goal is to find the organizer of the crime and put him in jail. At the same time, the policeman assigned another urgent case, the investigation of the robbery of a jewelry store. In the process of investigation, Omer gets acquainted with the owner of the jewelry salon, Elif, who gradually occupies his thoughts. If you've already watched this series, please write a comment feedback to help other viewers with the choice of series to watch or not to watch.